So let's continue with Color X Malice. So we're going from a nice relaxing game to a bit of a darker one, because it's fun. I left the station and walked to my home when a brisk wind made me shiver. Oh, that's cold. Even though the muffler and the thick coat, the December chill stung my body. Oh, Lord. How was the sound for you guys? Is it too loud? My breath exited my body as a tiny white cloud, and I glanced at the nearby buildings. This place sure has changed. Shinjuku used to be bustling day and night. Nowadays, it was mostly empty after nightfall. Much of society just stopped functioning once Shinjuku became quarantined. Schools, shops, utilities continued to work to government satisfaction, but everything else seemed non-existent. So long as the criminals remained at large, there would always be an uneasiness here. It's hard to tell people to live their normal lives in this situation. You couldn't just visit friends anymore. You had to weigh it against being targeted. People didn't know whether they or their loved ones would be the next victim, but they had to go on living somehow. It was hard to put into words just how much I missed life before the quarantine. I know I'm not the only one who has come to this realization. Huh? I hurriedly took out my phone, which was displaying Mochida's number, or Mochida's name. Does he have a problem with my report? Wondering what I'd do if I was asked to return, I answered the call. Yes, this is Hoshino.
上がったばかりで悪いんだが仕事だ。何でも新宿園内で揉め事があったらしい。
Shinjuku Garden? Anyone hearing that name would be wary. The X-Day incident in August, Shinjuku Garden was the scene of the crime and the epicenter of much public fear. It should be closed off to the public.
場所が場所だけに X デー事件と無関係とも言い切れない。交番勤務のやつらは別件でほとんど出払ってるらしくてな。俺たちに応援要請があったってわけだ。
Acknowledged. I'll head there right away.
相手がどんな連中かわからないからな。俺が行くまで必ず現場で待機してろよ。
You're not my boss. I know I won't act on my own. I ended the call and hastily made my way over to Shinjuku Gardens. By the way, you can tell this is an older visual novel by, like, it feels like it is. This feels like it's an older one. I have to actually look up how old it is. When I arrived, I quickly scouted the area and assessed the situation. I see trees of green. Nobody's here? The area was dark and visibility is poor. It'd be tough for me to tell if anyone was laying an ambush in there. Just in case, I drew my sidearm. I'd gotten into the habit of always carrying my weapon, and I had practiced often, but I had never actually used it in the field. To be honest, I was nervous. Still, if I was confronted with someone who intended to take the lives of others, I would. I can't hesitate. While cautiously eyeing my surroundings, I approached the sealed gate of Shinjuku Garden. Gee, it's almost like this is a good place to lay an ambush, right? Why isn't Mochida here yet? It seemed like it was taking him an awfully long time to get to Shinjuku Garden. I wonder if he's gotten into some trouble. While I was debating whether to call him, I heard the sound of footsteps approaching. Ah, is that Mochida? I turned around. Fucking tasers all the time! I felt something push against my waist. I guess that's one way to do it. That's not usually where they put the taser. I felt something push against my waist, then a shock coursed through my body. I guess it's safer than putting it on the neck, like you usually see. We're screwed. I opened my eyes and saw a flickering light. Where am I? I tried to get up, but my body was numb and unresponsive. I couldn't move. What's going on? I tried to move my head to at least get a sense of my surroundings. Something's there. I felt a strange pressure around my neck. I wanted to check what it was, but I couldn't even raise my hands. No, why? It was as if my body wasn't my own. Still, I gradually regained the use of my hands and timidly felt around my neck. Is this a collar? I grew pale as I felt the metallic coldness. What is this? What's it doing on me, and what am I doing here? Looking around, I saw that the floor around me was covered in what looked like red flowers. Flowers scarlet like blood. Looking up, I could see the moonlight cascading through the stained glass. Am I in a church? My body was paralyzed for reasons unknown. I was wearing an unfamiliar collar. Yet, the ephemeral beauty of the stained glass dominated my attention for the moment. Where have I seen the stained glass? Oh God, it's aliens. Huh? That voice was close. It was from the collar. 突然このような場所にお連れしてさぞやですがどうしてもあなたと二人で話がしたいと思いこのような形を取らせていただきました Who are you? Did you put this collar on me? Why did you? その問いに今は答えることはできませんただどのみちあなたは我々にたどり着くことになるでしょう What do you mean? あなたは選ばれた実験体なのです。これから私は X デーまでの間、あなたの行動を監視させていただきます。そして、あなたが自分の正義を貫いたその時こそ、こんな形ではなく、直接お会いすることをお約束します。What is your goal? What experiment? What have you done to me? お静かに。でないと死にますよ。あなたの首につけさせていただいた首輪には資料の毒が仕込まれています。Miko doesn't like it either. Calm down, bud. It's okay. Poison? ただ現在あなたの体を蝕んでいるのは遅効性の毒で資料ではありません。ここで死んでもらっては困りますからね。They say their goal isn't to kill me. That's why I'm in this paralyzed state. I have no idea what they're up to, or else everything I'd learned only made me more tense. Still, a police officer, I couldn't just sit quietly and take this. After all, the voice coming from the collar mentioned something about X Day. I have to investigate further. I need to get at least some useful information so I can report it. なお、このことは警察に口外しないでください。こちらもむやみに手をかけたくはないので。So you kidnapped a cop? あなたも身近な人間や大切な人を失うのは悲しいでしょう。Alright, you're going to do the threat thing. You cowards. You cowards. I don't know how much this criminal knows about me. But if they're going to threaten the people close to me, I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you for this. あなたのその言葉が嘘ではないといいのですが。我々は薄っぺらい正義心などに興味はない。求めるのは崇高な志なのです。
この世に満ちた悪意、曖昧な法、理想ばかりが鮮やかで形のない正義。真実を知ったあなたがどう抗うのか、我々と共に再生を導けるのか、楽しさあ見せてください。あなたの正義を。
Now we get to the intro. So this is 2020. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit of an older game. Not by much. I wonder how much time had passed. Despite my entreats, the caller was silent. My entire body was still paralyzed, and worse, I felt it getting harder and harder to breathe. They said it wasn't a lethal dose, but I don't know if that's true. At this rate, if nobody finds me soon... As that thought suddenly crossed my mind, my vision grew dark. I'm scared. Somebody help me.
お前おい、しっかりしろ。
Somebody found me. Perhaps I would be saved. While clinging on to that shred of hope, I looked out. I looked at the man in front of me. Let's get a good shot of that. God, the art's nice. Who are you?
無理に喋るな。俺はお前を探していたんだ。
Me?
お前の状況は把握してる。心細かっただろうが、もう大丈夫だ。大丈夫だ。絶対に助ける。
Once I heard those words, my crippling terror began to subside a bit. However, some doubts stubbornly remained. They were looking for me, and they know what's happening to me. How did they know? How did they know? How did they know I was here? After suddenly that realization, my would-be savior suddenly seemed much more frightening.
俺が怖いか？
He must have seen the change in my expression. The man looked at me and
こ
then...
れじゃまるであの時と同じだ。
He seemed kind of sad as he murmured that, so I couldn't take my eyes off of him. Why is he making that face?
でも今度こそ俺は
I couldn't catch the end of his whisper. Huh? That's voice. For an instant, something clicked in my mind. I'd seen these sorrowful eyes somewhere, a voice that filled me with deep calm. This should have been our first meeting, but I felt like those qualities were familiar. Who are you? Just as I opened my mouth to voice that question,
柳先輩
その女か。
ああ、この首輪といい、間違いない。榎本、予告状はお前が持ってたな。
はい、ここに。
The man lifting me in his arms took what appeared to be a letter from a man who was wearing an eye patch.
これは俺たち宛てに届いた予告状だ。
He unfolded the sheet so that I was able to see it. As part of the X-Day countdown, a woman will be poisoned to death on the 6th of December at 12 a.m. There is only one way to save her. You must enter the unlocked code given below into the collar on the color the woman is wearing. Furthermore, if the police are notified, we will immediately kill the woman. Even if you save the woman, you are not to speak of the collar. We will be monitoring your actions through the collar. Should you violate any of these terms, you will be placing her life in jeopardy. Heed this warning well. X-Day countdown. Why me?
狙われるだけの理由がお前にあるってことじゃねえの。
Huh?
バカは黙ってろ。時間がない。
笹塚の言う通りだ。事情を聞くのは解読してからでいい。
でも罠かもしれない。
榎本、二度は言わない。命がかかってるんだぞ。
Honestly, I don't know if I can trust these people. Don't notify the police, but I'm a police officer. But at this rate, I don't want to die without even trying. I made up my mind and prepared to speak. If there's a way to stop it, please help me.
ああ、解除コードはここに入力するらしいな。
The man touched somewhere on the collar while supporting my body weight. I thought I was ready, but I was still scared. Not knowing what was about to happen, I squeezed my eyes shut.
少しだけ我慢してくれ。大丈夫だから。
I was standing on the border between life and death. I had no idea whether or not I'd draw another breath. What a strange situation. I want to trust this man. The moment that thought formed in my mind, ow! I let out a gasp as the collar lanced me.
まさか解除失敗か。柳さん、どうなんだ。
When I heard their anxious voices, I worried that the darkness would claim me. But soon I felt something change. Huh? I can move? When I slowly opened my eyes, the man holding me exhaled a sigh of relief.
どうやら解除は成功したようだな。
Yeah, I can feel my body again.
なんだよ、紛らわしい。
Oh, fuck you too, bro. Sorry. When I felt the pain in my neck, I thought I was done for, but it seems like I made it. Breathing had finally become easier, so I patted my chest in relief.
顔色もさっきよりマシだよな。柳先輩、 やっぱ最初から解毒剤が首輪に仕込まれてたってことですよね。
おそらくな。
Yanagi? Was it Yanagi, was it? Thank you for saving my life. I was still woozy, but I managed to stand up and bow to him.
いや、俺だけの手柄じゃない。この二人もお前を探すために走り回ってたしな。
I turned to look at the other two as Yanagi mentioned them. Thank you.
そんなことはどうでもいい。それより犯人がなんでお前を選んだか、俺はそれが知りたいんだよ。
I'm sorry. I'd like to give you an answer, but I honestly have no idea.
それで納得できるわけないだろう。お前は殺されかけたんだぞ。殺されるだけの理由があるんだよ。そう考えるのが普通だろ。
What? Why is he being so hostile towards me? I can't just accept that you guys showed up out of the blue either. It's not like I automatically trust you now. I'm grateful that you rescued me, but how exactly did you get that notice about my situation in the first place?
今はこっちの質問にだけ答えろ。お前と犯人の関係性がわからない限り、ホイホイ情報を与えられないからな。
My relationship is they tried to fucking poison me and I am a cop. Answer my question.
おい、タケル。言いたいことはわかるけど落ち着けって。って柳先輩、何してるんですか？
そこに銃が落ちてた。犯人のものか、あるいは。
Ah, that's mine.
そうか。この町で銃を持っていること自体は不思議じゃないが、この銃は警察が使用しているものだな。
It is. How did you know that?
俺が元警察官だからだ。
Huh? Yanagi let out a little chuckle when he saw my jaw drop.
信じられないなら調べてもらって構わない。俺は警視庁捜査一課にいた柳愛知だ。
Section 1, a division of the Metropolitan Police Department that primarily deals with particularly heinous crimes. Each division is responsible for different types of crimes, such as murder, arson, kidnapping, etc. Investigation Section 1 at HQ? That would be very easy to verify, so it was unlikely that he was lying.
銃と一緒に警察手帳も落ちていたからな。これを見れば誰でもお前が警察官だとわかるだろう。
While Yanagi talked, he opened my police notebook.
星野。
Excuse me?
ああ、悪い。
I took my gun and notebook back from Yanagi. I was going to ask about them once again, but my phone began to vibrate. Pardon me. That's right, Mochita was
誰からだ？
my superior. I was attacked while we were supposed to meet up in a response to a call.
ならここに長居しない方がいい。話の続きは場所を変えて仕切り直そう。
そうっすね。ここじゃ落ち着いて話聞けなさそうだし。こいつを野放しにするのか？そりゃ姿くらまされたら問題だけど、ここで捕まえて無理やり連れてってもこいつの周囲に怪しまれるだろ。
笹塚の懸念もわからなくはない。だが俺は彼女が怯えていたのが演技だとは思えなかった。彼女が何も知らない被害者なら真実を知りたいのは俺たちだけじゃない。
I nodded earnestly as he turned to me. I want to know what happened here too. I hate being kept in the dark like this.
笹塚、彼女は警察官だ。逃げはしない。
これまでの X レイ事件の被害者は漏れなく殺されてる。そんな中、こいつは助かる術を与えられた唯一の被害者だ。
警察以前に疑うのは当然だろ。
でも柳先輩は疑ってないんすよね。
ああ、今のところは疑う根拠がない。
信じる根拠もない。
じゃあ今のところは話してもいいんじゃねえの。こいつがこのまま行方知らずになれば捜索がかかるし、そっちのが厄介じゃん。だったら
分かった。もういい。もし逃げても居場所を突き止めて洗いざらい吐かせりゃいい話だしな。
Like I said, I'm not running.
星野、後で改めて迎えをよこす。ひとまず新宿署で待機してくれるか。署にいた方がまだ気も休まるだろう。
Yeah. Hearing the tinge of concern in Yanagi's voice made me feel a little better. Though the man they called Suzuka remained thoroughly suspicious of me, I didn't feel any of that from Yanagi. The last one was Enomoto, right? I'm not sensing much of him. I became aware of someone observing me. Piss off. Well, what now? He's watching me.
予告状に首輪の存在は明るみにするなってあったけど、お前そんな賢そうに見えないし、口滑らせて勝手に自爆しそうだな。
What?
さあさすか、そのくらいにしておけ。解毒はできたが、彼女の首輪が外れたわけじゃない。少しは気遣ってやれ。
ま、予告状にも首輪を通して監視してる的なこと書かれてたしな。
星野。
As I turned to respond, Yanagi took my muffler and proceeded to cover the collar by wrapping the muffler around my neck.
今はまだ犯人の目的がわからない。署内でも首輪は隠した方がいい。
Well, it definitely wants you to watch the Borderlands movie, apparently. Understood.
じゃあ、俺たちは先に行く。犯人が近辺に潜んでいる可能性もあるからな。お前も早く上司と合流しろ。
Yes. After I watched the three of them leave, I looked at my phone. Mochita's been calling me repeatedly. Checking the time, I saw 2 hours had passed.
Hoshino!
I'm starting to lose a few frames, so we're only going to go a little longer right now. Sorry, guys.
お
Mochita.
前今までどこにいたんだ。連絡も取れないし、事件か何かに巻き込まれたかと思ったんだぞ。
I'm sorry I made you
お
worry.
前は真面目なやつだし、安易に連絡を怠るようなことはしない。
I'm pretty sure this is related to the X day, so I should probably report what happened. But I don't know if I should. I don't know what'll happen if I talk. I racked with indecision. I decide to say like a motherfucker. Still haven't learned anything.
なお、このことは警察に口外しないでください。こちらもむやみに手をかけたくはないので。
This will bite us in the ass.
身近な人間や大切な人を失うのは悲し
Remember
いで
that,
しょう。
everyone. They might still be listening, so I shouldn't speak carelessly. They said they'd be observing through the collar. Actually, on the way to Shinjuku Garden, I came across a male student using a dog for target practice.
最近そういったやつも減ってきたと思っていたが、完全になくなりはしないか。
When the weapons ban was lifted, all the young people wanted to try their weapons in spite of the coded tracking system. Mochida knew about this happening, so it seemed like he'd believe me.
それでその男子学生はどうしたんだ？
It seemed like he had some pent-up stress related to his home life. I got his parents involved and talked it out. It seemed like he understood he was wrong. Just to be safe, I think I should swing by and check on them for a few days.
うん、それがいい。冷静になってから後悔するやつも多いからな。
Yeah.
発砲さえしてなければまだ引き返せる。道を踏み外そうとしてる若者をお前は救ったんだ。よくやったな。
That's not right at all. You were trying to reach me for a long time, Mochida. I apologize for making you worry. Really, there's no excuse for it. Stifling my deep guilt, I bowed my head.
まあ、お前に何もなかったならいいんだ。俺も到着がだいぶ遅れたしな。
Really?
ああ、なんでかパトカーの鍵が見つからなくてな。
Mochida. I was honestly a little shocked to realize how easy it was to imagine the scenario.
違うぞ。俺の管理に問題はなかった。はずだ。
Uh-huh. Mochida was kinda clumsy, so it wasn't that unusual for him to lose things. While I was being caught up in this mess, he was trying to find his keys. The thought just made me
こ
exhausted.
れでも大急ぎで来たんだぞ。けどな、俺が着いた時には周囲に不審人物はいなかった。ひょっとしたら揉めてるって通報もいたずら電話だったのかもしれないな。
That's true.
が、念には念を入れて、ここら一帯をパトロールしてから帰ろう。お前が見つけたみたいに飛行に走ろうとしてる若者がいるかもしれないしな。
Yes, sir. So that's what we're gonna... No, don't you skip that. So we're gonna leave it here because I am losing a lot of frames on the stream, which means my internet's being wonky. I may just come back and see you guys tomorrow or Tuesday. Again, I don't know what's going on with the weather because of the storm, so sorry for the short stream. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and stay safe. Bye, everybody.